Deep-sea fishing, the most dangerous job in Britain. It's an industry worth £300 million a year.
Winners are never quitters, and quitters are never winners.
In this series, 3 celebrities are going on a life-changing adventure.
It's a bit rough and ready.
I didn't think it would be as dangerous as they said.
It was horrifying.
I must be absolutely barking.
As they join the crew of a British trawler.
There'll be no preferential treatment to these guys.
It's really dangerous to go over the edges. Death.
Battling to make money in the brutal North Atlantic.
Shark in the water. Yeah.
They'll share exhaustion.
Sometimes you gotta hurt to be alive.
The guts and the glory. As they find out what it takes
Borderline torture.
to catch the fish that feeds Britain. The Trawler Genesis is 80 miles off mainland Scotland's northern tip. It's just after midnight. 3 celebrity crewmen, chef Antony Worall Thompson, Boyzone star Shane Lynch, and Rugby World Cup winner Ben Cohen have been at sea for 6 days.
Oh, it's a choppity chop.
By now, they've found their sea legs.
Once more onto the beach, dear friends.
I say that ain't gonna change. Right back to day one, but in a minute, it's pretty good.
And they've started to impress veteran skipper Alan.
They're becoming part of the team and getting out feeling.
But a run of bad luck.
And now they're in serious mire.
And wasted hauls of cod that the boat isn't allowed to keep.
Such a shame, man. This is perfectly good. God.
Leave the celebrities facing the one outcome they were desperate to avoid. Failing to catch enough fish to make any profit, which means no pay for the crew, and the entire trip will be for nothing. This is the 16th haul of the trip. For the 3 celebrity shipmates, tonight brings a brand new challenge. Gale force winds.
The captain did say, got some bad news for you boys. There's a storm on its way. She's gonna blow up a gale.
Oh.
We'd experienced pretty much everything already. Why not chuck a storm in there, you know? Why not? And then let's experience it to the full.
As the wind hits gale force 8, the dangers of the job come sharply into focus.
And the kinds of weather we're working in, if you go over the side in a poor night, I'll be honest, your chance of getting back is very, very slim. Very slim.
Pretty bad out here for sure.
I couldn't tell you what degrees it's going from one side to the other, or up or down, but the boat itself is not a stable place anymore.
Over the past 10 years, 140 UK fishing boats have been lost at sea.
Those moments, without a doubt, were quite horrifying, and thinking, yeah, I definitely don't want to be here.
The risks are being taken in search of monkfish, a deep water species caught up to 800 metres down. It's one of the most highly valued fish in our seas. A big haul now will start to put the trip back on track.
That's a big old hatch, isn't it?
The signs are good.
A bit of monk there, not much. Look, cod. Bit of ling.
But it's a disaster. The net is bursting with cod, and strict quotas to safeguard fish stocks mean they can't keep any of it. For the second time this trip, almost the whole catch must be thrown back.
There's no escaping the code. They're everywhere.
Alan's really depressed about that catch. The majority is cod, which all has to go back into the sea.
Cod is Britain's favourite white fish, but over 80% of what we eat is imported from other countries. For the celebrities, it's hard to take.
Joke, I tell you. It just breaks my heart, let alone their heart. We've got beautiful cod around this country that I should be using in my restaurants. Customers should be buying in the fish and chip shops, whatever. Makes me sick.
It's fine if you can pick and choose what you catch, but you can't. You're dragging your net in the water blind for 5 hours, hoping that you catch a certain type of fish.
I tell you what, poor old Alan, if he doesn't bring in a good haul, they don't get any money. You know, there's costs involved, 35 grand for each 10-day trip, fuel, maintenance, all that sort of stuff. After that, then the money's there to be shared. But if they're bad catches, which is very easy to do, then you're not going to get any money.
To earn a decent wage for the crew, after covering her costs, Genesis needs to catch 1,000 boxes of fish. They're already way behind, and if they keep hauling in cod, it's game over. Skipper Alan is feeling the pressure.
We just need to make a complete change to the strategy and just try something completely different. See if we get maybe look for a haddock, maybe. Just to change that completely.
Genesis will stop fishing and shift position, heading for shallower waters 40 miles to the south, in the hope of finding haddock.
Every skipper has to be a gambler, really, because nobody knows where the fish is. So he's got a huge amount of responsibility there to sort of look and think, where am I going to drop my nets? Where am I going to shoot the nets?
It's a drastic decision. British trawlers land more haddock than any other fish, and at times of plenty, the price paid can be very low. Even if they catch some haddock, they must bring them to market at just the right time for Alan's gamble to pay off. It's 7 AM. The Trawler Genesis is 40 miles from Cape Wrath, the Scottish mainland's northerly tip. They've come into shallower waters in the hope they can avoid cod and start to catch haddock.
My arms are fucking killing.
Your arms.
Oh yeah, my
Forearms.
Yeah.
Even before the first haul of the day, Ben and Shane are dreading more long hours of repetitive work on the gutting line.
You're the ones that about their arms.
Yeah.
Oh, my arms. My arms are really hurting. my arms are really hurting, yeah. My arms are aching.
A laugh at the right time can really pick up a team.
I thought he was a tough guy. No.
When you can take the mickey out of people and also you don't mind having the mickey taken out of you, you know you've made it.
How much is everyone smiling? It's like, woo, here we go, boys. Rock and roll. Get up on that horse. Here it out. Yep, get in.
Having come here to avoid cod, all eyes are on the catch as the net comes in.
Definitely no cod.
Haddock, I like haddock. I was so excited seeing all this fish, and such wonderful varieties. You know, this is meat, and now I'm in my element. Now this is food.
The haul is a disappointing one. What haddock they have caught is far smaller than they'd hoped.
I was actually looking for a bit better quality, but sometimes it's the area. Maybe you shift a wee bit. Maybe the time of day.
We're going to sort through all that now.
For the celebrities, it's been another very short night in bed. The cumulative effects of sleep deprivation are starting to show.
Amazing colours in British waters.
Yeah, we'll give it a kiss. Give me a kiss.
I ain't kissing you, fish.
When you're clearing the sleep out of your eyes, oh man, it's just, it is borderline torture.
And everything was funny. You know, everyone was giggling.
That's an upside. The bigger the net, the bigger the hole, the more we fill them boxes. Give me 2 knives. If I could wield 2 knives, it'd be like that.
I guess when you're delirious, you just don't know.
But I have 1 knife. But if I didn't have to hold it, I'd have the 2. I'd be carving it up.
I'm sure there's times where I won't believe I was, or remember that I was even there.
Wait. What does that say in the front of my hat?
I don't know, I just picked one up.
Actually, you can have that. Hey,
No, that was hanging up on the door in the,
I know,
in the
right.
chain.
Sorry, it was funny. It was funny. You're gonna come and go?
I had a blue one yesterday, but it's disappeared. That must be the tiredness kicking in. But I still have that adrenaline rush to keep going, even though if I'd sat down, I probably would have fallen asleep. Oh, I love mackerel. I have to have mackerel for breakfast. Fresh mackerel, you can't beat it.
At last, they have a catch that they can keep. And this smaller grade of haddock comes with a bonus for the celebrities. It can be packed straight on ice without being gutted.
You don't have to gut any of them. Just chuck them in the box, chuck them in the box, chuck them in the box.
Deep-sea trawlers catch more haddock than any other fish, landing £45 million worth every year.
These are just tiddlers.
British consumers eat more than 200 million portions of haddock a year, 50 million in fish and chip shops. To make money from haddock, trawlers need to find big shoals and hit the market at the right time.
The quality wasn't brilliant. We'll just have to persist at it for a few holes and see how it works out. The change to the haddock could pay off. It really hinges on the price. It might be a complete disaster, who knows? It's maybe by the end of the day I'll be laughing.
As well as twin nets used at greater depths, Genesis is equipped with the largest single net, ideal for shallower waters like these. After turning the net for about an hour, there's a problem.
There's no tension on this side. See, the wire's slack.
The net is snagged on the seabed.
Jamie, I'm trying to slack her out. It's stuck. It's stuck in a roller. I think there's something broken on this side.
With the net stuck fast, one of the massive chains appears to have snapped.
Get back for that starboard side. It's still fast. It's stuck.
It's the last in a line of problems that have dogged the celebrities' trip, leaving the skipper and crew struggling to find a rational explanation.
The saga continues. See, some of you guys is bound to be a Jonah.
The Jonah's a jinx on the boat, really. So when things aren't going right, you always look around and say, who can I blame? The trials and tribulations of being a fisherman. Poor old Alan's had a bloody nightmare.
There's always somewhere deep in the back of your subconscious where you can kind of think, well, am I the Jonah? But you daren't say that out loud to anyone.
This is so unusual. This is just... It's becoming a nightmare of a trip. I really can't understand why that chain's broken. It should take about 20 tons to break that chain. It's becoming fairly typical on this trip. That just broke.
Unbelievable. What would you have caught on to break that? Some rock, I suppose.
I wish I knew.
See that? How heavy that is, that just snapped. Unbelievable.
Okay. Hurry up before this side breaks.
The net is now attached by a single chain that must be wound slowly back in.
That's why you have to be really, really careful. If we break this side now, we're going to lose the net.
The strain of the whole net is now on this last chain, raising the real risk that it could snap as well.
Okay.
You know, it's funny, actually. It's the first time I've been up in here and watched Alan operating. When problems go wrong, when you're watching Alan up here, it's like that peripheral vision. You can just see little hand signals without even directly looking at them. It's amazing to watch.
They're working right on the edge of the boat. You know, in these cold waters here, you've got 3 minutes in the water to survive. So to go over the edge is death. And they're right on the edge, it's really dangerous. He's trying to get the chain in. No, I'm not ready for that quite yet.
Well then, see the chain? Did you get a chain joined back together?
Look at Antony out there. He just wants to help so
I
much,
know.
doesn't he?
Being out on deck with him at many times, and that's what you do want to help, and you do want to pull away, and you do, but often in time you just
You feel helpless.
I don't want to be a spare prick at a party, you know? I want to be part of the gang, part of the team. I want them to feel them to think he's quite useful, actually.
But he just so wants to help, doesn't he? Yeah, you've got to admire the guy.
From my point of view, I wanted to participate as much as I could. There was no trying to impress them. What we were all trying to do is earn their respect.
You know, you feel good about, you feel good about yourself out there by hooking a little chain on. Like you do, Jennifer, oh yeah, did a little thing, you know? And honestly, you stand up here and watch, I'm watching Antony thinking, oh, bless him.
Nothing's gonna stop you. Antony!
Nothing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yes, they're going to stop me.
6 hours after the net first got snagged, the problem is finally fixed.
Sometimes you think this country's in such a bad way, but actually when you see that gang of people, you think there's people who want to make this country work. There's people who are proud of what they do. And it did definitely lift my spirits.
At last, the 18th hole of the trip can start again.
All sorted by the looks of it.
Never give in, never give up.
Yeah.
You keep your head down, you battle through, and at the end of the trip, it'll all come together.
What we'll do now, we'll just restart the tour, start again. Start afresh. See if we can get some fish. Oh, me. Can only get better. Surely.
With fishing underway, Antony can get back to the job he's made his own, preparing dinner in the tiny onboard kitchen or galley. For the past 6 days, Antony has won over the entire crew with his ever-changing menu.
This might be one last of the decent meals, mind you. We've still got fish and chips to come. We're gonna hijack one of those cod if he lets us, and do some nice cod and chips straight out the water.
Antony kept us going a lot with his food. I remember that specifically, and his food I could have eaten over and over and over again. I don't think I'd have ever got full.
With kitchen duties taken, Ben and Shane are on the gutting line. It's a job Ben's now well used to.
It is what it is, mate. I don't mind. There's a lot of waste, though.
And the shortage of high-value fish is very clear.
There's a lot of ratfish, and it has this spike on top. Very prey that comes down from the top. Get this, it's a rock-hard spike. Apparently, it's not a nice fish to eat. It's quite rubbery.
In the wheelhouse, Skipper Alan's main task is looking for a way to make the trip start to pay.
What we need now is a good haul of fish. If it's poor, we'll possibly go head back out deep again. But I just thought we'd try this. Something different.
Yet again, it falls to Antony to give a morale boost with the ultimate feel-good dinner.
It's Sunday, so we're doing a good old Sunday roast. It lifts spirits. If someone can get a decent meal, then they feel so much better. Food plays a huge part in the psychological makeup of a person.
Well, Jamie, Sunday roast, cooked by Antony Worall Thompson. That'll be good. On this boat, we never have a roast on a Sunday. Never, ever, ever had a roast on a Sunday.
Captain! Dinner!
Yeah. I told him I was going to chain him to the galley so he couldn't get home.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
I just wanted to please the crew. I really love to cook for them. I love to produce a good meal once or twice a day.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing, and well needed as well.
After long deliberations about the whole trip, Skipper Alan has an after-dinner surprise.
Now, guys, I've actually got a bit of news for you. Yeah, we're going into land.
You serious?
We will be in tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
The joy when I heard the thoughts, that the prospects that we were going to go in and actually set foot on solid ground. I think it was just because you kind of forgot that it existed.
We're gonna go in, unload.
Yeah.
The new plan is to head to shore to sell what they've caught.
It's a quick turnaround, so we walk out by about 12 o'clock, maybe.
Okay, cool. So is that because it's about the price of fish in that particular market, is it?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So we're not heading there right now.
No, we're going to have one more haul.
After this.
Yeah. It's a gamble coming in early because you're probably sacrificing almost a day's fishing to go in, so it's quite important that you get a good price when you're in, because if you don't, you've wasted your time.
Straight in the pub.
No drink. No, because we're coming back out.
So you think?
The celebrities' trip has been plagued by technical hitches and poor fishing. So all hopes now are on hitting the market at a good time to get a high price.
The last little haul before we're heading to shore. And get the market.
After a week at sea, tomorrow the celebrities will be back on solid ground.
It's been on dry land. I'm going to give it such a big hug when I get back.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing land again. I mean, wasn't expecting it at this point, you know? So a little bit early. So it's not like there's a joy has built up.
Experienced fishermen know that once a crew steps ashore, getting straight back on board won't come easy.
Tomorrow's going to be a really hard day for the celebs. I know they're already tired. Often that landing day is the hardest day, really. I'm just hoping none of them take off. We might find a taxi in the pier and one of them throwing their bags in it. So we need to keep an eye on them.
Oh no, we've already planned our escape from Genesis. It's going to be epic.
The Trawler Genesis is breaking its fishing trip to bring its catch into market. For the celebrities, it will be their first sight of land in 8 days.
Can't wait to hit land.
We were going to land in Scrabster. I'd never heard of Scrabster. I was quite excited by it. I thought, yeah, land.
Scrabster is the UK's most northerly mainland port, well located for trawlers working in the waters around Shetland and Orkney.
I've seen land, in fact, say. I've seen it with my own eyes.
What does it look like?
Land.
Calling into harbour for just a few hours is called a half landing. Notorious amongst fishermen for having an unsettling effect on crew's morale.
I was concerned about how they were going to be once they hit dry land. It's always a hard day, yeah.
Where are we? Scrabster.
Fish landed at Scrabster fetches more than £30 million a year.
Okay. Hi.
How much the Genesis can make today is far less certain.
Terra firma it is. Wet terra firma, though.
The fish market is just a few short steps from the boat, leaving the celebrities no time to get used to standing on solid ground.
Oh, it feels so weird. I feel like I'm swaying, look. How weird's that?
Wobbly as hell. It's quite bizarre, actually, you know? Gotta say. It's like nothing I've ever witnessed before. Oh. Like being on a little fluffy cloud or something.
The entire catch must be laid out for inspection, ordered by species and size. With hundreds of boxes to be unloaded, Skipper Alan needs to put the exhausted celebrities straight to work.
So you in the fish room.
In the fridge room?
You in the fridge. Yeah, you're in the fridge. I wonder if Ben ever knew it was called the fish room. Because Ben just called it the fridge the whole trip. Down in the fridge, that's my place. There's a lot of lifting involved down the fish room at time of landing. So he was perfect for that.
In the fridge. My home, isn't it?
All good.
I think you'll be good with the sizes.
No props.
And Shane, I put him in the market. Shane was pretty switched on with the fish types and sizes. Antony, I wasn't sure about. I thought, I'll put him in the market. Thinking he probably wouldn't manage in there, if I'm being honest.
I'm a bit wobbly, actually. You need a bit of muscle. Another one. Two. Is that one? No? You don't need that. What size is that? I was all over the shop. Wobbling. I had to throw myself into hauling these boxes of fish because I had to keep myself moving.
Right. We're good to go, are we?
I got it. This is my job.
The painstaking job of lifting every box onto the quayside means a solid 2 hours of work for the team in the fish room. And Ben has become an integral part of the whole operation.
Yep. There is a lot of work to be done, actually, and you stack those boxes, now you've got to unstack them. So close to dry land. I'm literally metres away from it, and I'm still stuck on the bloody boat. That was what got me.
On the quayside, each 50-kilo box must be dragged into place on the market floor. Despite his age, 67-year-old Antony is throwing himself into the task. but there are signs that Shane's usual enthusiasm is starting to flag.
I don't know what's happened to Shane today. He's actually gone a bit quiet, I think. Shane hasn't impressed me today. It's just a complete turnaround.
It almost felt like the trip was over, and you could give up. You could kind of go, right, take a seat, relax. It's all, you know, there's no fight anymore. For me personally, it was important for me just to take a little breather, because I know it wasn't over. We were going back out for another 3 days, and I didn't want to go back out for another 3 days. I would have been more than happy to stay right where we are and never go back on that boat again. So I think, yeah, perhaps it was more a case of just going into myself, to find myself, to make sure I could still do it.
Is this a medium haddock? Where did I put his haddock? That was a bit of a challenge, that one.
Ah, I'm amazed at Antony. I mean, just look at him.
I'm a pensioner, fair enough, but I won't allow that to take over my life. I work 15-hour days at a restaurant quite often. I mean, age shouldn't come into it.
He's brilliant. He's even up. He's getting me to go faster. Come on, Alan. Come on, get going.
He's old school. He's not shy to a bit of graft. I did apologise to Antony because I did underestimate him.
550. This is the last one now. Been a dream team. Yeah. Good work. Yeah. Aye.
The total of 550 is well short of the original target for 8 days at sea. But the skipper is hoping that the fish can fetch a good enough price at auction to give his crew a boost. For the celebrities, the sight of the catch filling the market floor is already beginning to lift their spirits.
Looking good in there, you know what I mean? It looks impressive. You start laying them across this big warehouse. Oh, yeah. We did that, you know.
Oh, wow, that's incredible, isn't it? Wow. It was nice to be part of that team and crew that could, you know, land all those fish, you know.
That's amazing, isn't it? You see it
good,
spread out like
It's
that.
a good view.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of this.
You sort of saw this great sea of white boxes and you thought, we did that. We participated in that. And yeah, there was a sense of pride about that. Oh, I better take
Squeeze
that
in,
up.
guys.
Hang on. My hair's a mess.
Hands up.
It's now all down to what price the fish can fetch at auction.
So it's all about landing the right product at the right time. The price fluctuation is huge.
Any hopes that the Genesis can make a profit for the trip is in the hands of the auction buyers. If other boats have flooded the market with big catches, then the price they're prepared to pay will plummet.
It only takes a few days for that fluctuation from through the roof to through the floor. It's so fickle.
Bidding opens with the monkfish. Alan would hope for a top price of £200 per box.
The monks were a good steady price. Not what you call a big price, certainly not a poor price, but a good steady price, yeah. Pleased with the monks.
With the best boxes fetching £230 each, the monkfish sells well. But the most important part of the auction for Genesis is still to come. The haddock. Haddock prices at market can vary wildly.
Now you're talking anything from 50 quid a box to 100 quid a box, and that's a hell of a difference.
You know, the whole saying of years, the price of fish, now makes a lot of sense.
70 bait. 4 haddocks then, we're at 70 pounds.
It's a nerve-wracking moment.
76.
Alan's hoping to get prices close to £100 a box.
2, 84, 86, 88, bid 90, 9 and 2, 9 and 4, 9 and 6, 9 and 8. 45. 9 and 8 down bid. 9 and 8 there on haddocks then.
That's good money, yeah.
The haddock fetched from 68 to £152 a box. Price is higher than Alan could have hoped for. A very good result. But even that still might not be enough.
The thing about it is, you've got your expenses to meet first before you make any money.
When they set sail, when they leave, they're in £30,000 worth of debt, because that's what it costs to take the boat out every time. So they've got to catch fish to even cover that debt before they even start earning their money.
It's still uncertain if the sailors made enough to cover basic costs of the trip. And the celebrities' 8 days at sea might have been all for nothing. After selling their catch at market, the celebs and the rest of the crew are aboard the Trawler Genesis, heading back to sea.
Put down the door handle, Antony.
Just got so far away.
I was devastated to go back out. It's like, oh, for sake. I was so happy to see land, but it broke up the trip, and it really did help.
Big morale boost that was.
Yeah, just nice to feel on steady ground, really.
Fucking human again.
The celebrities' aim for their trip is to catch enough fish for the boat to make a profit.
Can you come up, please, guys?
With the catch so far now sold, Alan has had time to take count and see exactly how things stand.
Was you happy with the fish in the market?
Yeah.
Did you like seeing your work?
Yeah, it's amazing to see it all laid out like that.
It looked fantastic.
That's good. I've got to break some news to you guys.
What?
You haven't made a single penny yet. All that work you've done up to now, you've paid the commission, landing dues, fuel, oils, provisions.
The catch just covered the cost of the fuel.
To be honest, I didn't realise how far behind we was. I thought, well, we've just got 2-3 days to get a pay for the guys. Well, you guys knew it wasn't easy. It wasn't plain sailing. There's a lot of problems.
I know how much I worked for that stuff. I know the hours I put in. I was in pain. I was hurting, absolutely hurting. And then we had only just broke even. We only just covered diesel costs, just covered running costs of the boat, just covered the fact that we'd just been out there for 7 days and none of it actually meant anything. Nobody was going home with anything in their pockets. And that's very disheartening.
So, from now, this is the important bit. You're working to pay our guys and you guys.
Right, so we need to drive it on home, push as hard as we can.
Yeah.
Get money on this boat for the
That's
lads.
it, Shane. That's a message.
Yeah.
No slacking off. You keep it going. We just keep going, driving on.
Yeah.
Trying to do our best to catch as much fish as we can and get the, because it's payday time now.
It did put a little, not pressure on us, but it made us zone in for the last bit of the trip. Like, well, do you know what? This is the guy's money.
I would like to see if we get a nice shot of fresh haddocks and for the end of the week. I think they'll make good money, to be honest. All right, Chef.
Okay. See you later.
You've been excused.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Watch your steps.
Incentive chat.
Yeah.
Come on, Benjamin.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hours later, they're back at work, going all out for the haddock. The large single net is shot out for the 20th haul of the trip, in the hope of a total change in their fortunes.
You have to dig so deep in your own soul to find how to survive in a trip like that. But the men who do it as a living, what drives them inside, I have no idea. It's incredible.
A few big hauls of haddock could earn enough money to make a success of the whole trip. But so far, big shoals have been hard to find. In a few hours, they'll know if the gamble has paid off.
You get a lot of time to sit and think, and sometimes they're not all good thoughts, sometimes they're negative thoughts, and you're thinking what you should have done and and you're sitting there torturing yourself, kicking yourself for what you should have done.
You look at any leader, that's a lonely place to make the right decisions, and sometimes, you know, you don't have anyone to talk to. You could see that pressure on Alan's face sometimes.
To find out we'd only broken even, it really sent the message home, brought the message home that this is a tough business. I think for the return, you're putting yourself through so much danger, so much mental strife. It's an incredibly tough business.
Over their 10-day trip, the celebrities hope to catch 1,000 boxes of fish. With 2 days left, they're still 450 boxes short.
Hopefully this is going to be a good catch. Desperate for this to be a good catch. Well, I do every catch, to be fair.
Having covered the boat's costs, the fish they catch from now on will pay the wages of their fellow crew.
Not too bad. Is there a secondary catch?
See how the quality is, eh?
Not much haddock.
But it's another disappointment. Just 17 boxes of haddock, the worst catch of the trip.
You realise how disappointing it is when you see the small kind of hauls coming in and you see that you're not earning the dosh, and you see that the reason why that they want to work those crazy hours is because they have to.
I think I've probably underestimated how far we are behind, to be honest. But hey, it is what it is.
It's not like you can decide to fish at different kind of hours. If they don't put those kind of hours in, they don't earn any money. And that's where I think the torture comes in, because you have to do it. It's not a case of want or a case of, it's you have to actually be a fisherman.
With 2 days of fishing still to go, there's no respite for the celebrities yet.
Go and be a trawlerman for 10 days, then you'll see what artwork is.
Next time, as the success of the entire trip hangs in the balance, the celebrities share the highs.
There she blows!
And the lows.
Ripped a massive big hole in it, basically.
Means we're knackered.
Of being trawlermen.
Please, come on!